Hey folks, it's the Brown Noser. Welcome to Costa Rica. Pura vida, baby. DW and I returned to Costa Rica, and this time our dear friends Barbara and Mark came along for the ride. We charted new territory, landing in Liberia and starting our vacation in the north near the Nicaraguan border in Bijagua de Upala, between two volcanoes, Tenorio and Miravalles. The drive from the airport was less than 90 minutes. We stayed at Finca Verde Lodge, a farm-turned-resort that is now its own rainforest. They have 5 cabins and a restaurant, and they offer both day and night tours of the jungle around them. I'll put a link to Finca Verde Lodge in the description section. On our first morning, Juan Carlos took us on a great tour, where we learned about the flora and fauna of the area. I even had a snack. All right.
Little bite. No.
Oh, they are minty.
Yes.
Oh,
Tastes like wood.
it's good.
Wow.
In the afternoon, we went to a coffee and chocolate plantation that was recommended by our lodge host. Cafe and Cacao Tour Bijagua is located just a couple of minutes from the main road. Drive to the end and keep to the location on the right. We learned about how the coffee is grown and processed, and we shared a fresh cup that was prepared using traditional Costa Rican methods. We learned about the cocoa that is also grown on this plantation and how parts of the pod are used to make cocoa butter and chocolate. DW was even put to work. Lori ground the roasted cocoa beans that made a chocolatey drink. But Mark and I weren't let off the hook. Our guide took us to a spot where sugarcane is processed into a refreshing drink.
Para arriba,
para arriba,
para abajo,
abajo,
para el centro
al
y
centro.
para adentro.
On this trip, the rainforest was really living up to its name, but that didn't slow us down. Our destination for the second morning was to the Tenorio Volcano National Park, where we trudged through the rain to see the Rio Celeste waterfall. The trail runs for 3 kilometers over somewhat challenging terrain, made even more treacherous by the wet ground. There are minerals in the water that, when exposed to direct sunlight, emit a turquoise color that almost glows. Clearly, today we weren't going to experience this phenomenon. At the end, you have to turn around and make the same way back, so it's a round trip of 6 kilometers.
So many of them.
On our third morning, we awoke again to rain and decided we needed to feel warm sun on us, so we drove 90 minutes to Palo Verde National Park. It's wild how the climate and terrain change so much in such a short distance. This was our bird outing, and we weren't disappointed. We saw more birds than I can account for in this video, but here's a taste of what we saw. We continued down the road, passing a traffic jam, until we came to a river and negotiated a fee for a 1-hour boat tour, where we saw more wildlife. On our final morning in the Bijagua area, we were going to check out Taper Valley, but the rain was relentless, so we decided to stick around the Finca Verde Lodge, where we weren't disappointed by the number of birds hanging around.
Doing a little video of Finca Verde. We're just about to leave. We've been here for 4 nights. It's a beautiful property. Absolutely beautiful, but I'm just gonna walk the path. So, they actually have a pool table in here. We didn't play pool, but we could have. Fortunately, they've had a little bit of wind damage to some of the outbuildings, but the restaurant and the cabins are in great shape. You can see the beautiful path through the forest here. We have seen howler monkeys, we've seen capuchin monkeys, heard there's a tapir that sometimes visits the property, but we didn't get an opportunity to see him. There's so many trails. We haven't even done all the trails here, which we didn't realize until this morning. We'd love to do the trail, but boy, this rain is pretty relentless. There's a few of these little ponds on the property where the froggies hang out. And the cabins are, I guess, 2/3 of the way towards the back of the property. You can see, like, there's pathways that go to different areas. These beautiful flowers all over the property. Again, they attract the birds, they attract the butterflies. There's a cabin here. I haven't seen anybody in that cabin. This one has been pretty busy. There's been a few people in and out. And then that one's ours right there. So,
It was time to move on, and in the next video, we'll explore the Pacific Coast and Guanacaste province. Stay tuned.